ever been in a conversation where everything is going well and then suddenly it just stops? There's this silence and it feels so uncomfortable.
Oh, absolutely, Alicia. I think everyone has experienced that. We call it an awkward silence, and it can be really stressful, especially when you're speaking a new language.
Exactly. You start thinking, what do I say next? Is it my fault? Are they bored?
Well, today we're going to solve that problem. Welcome, everyone, to English Audio Lab. I'm Trevor.
And I'm Alicia. We're so glad you're here to learn with us. Today's topic is how to beat the awkward silence in your English conversations.
We'll give you simple phrases and easy techniques to keep conversations flowing naturally. And stick around because later in the lesson, I'll share a fantastic technique called mirroring that works in almost any situation.
Ooh, that sounds useful. And if you want more lessons on real life English, make sure to subscribe to English Audio Lab. It helps us a lot.
Let's start with a little story. Imagine you're at a coffee shop. You see someone you know, a friendly neighbor named Mark, and you decide to say hello.
Okay, I'm picturing it. A nice sunny day. We both have coffee.
Perfect. So you start talking. You ask about the weather, you talk about the coffee shop, and then you run out of things to say. Mark is just smiling at you, waiting. You feel your face getting warm, you can't think of a single question to ask. That's the awkward silence.
I know that feeling. It's the worst.
It is, but it's fixable. Let's listen to a short dialogue to see how this can happen. Alicia, you can be you, and I'll be Mark, the neighbor.
Okay, got it. Here we go. Hi, Mark. Nice to see you.
Hey, you too. Enjoying the sunshine?
Yes, it's a beautiful day. Do you come to this coffee shop often?
Yeah, a few times a week.
Oh, nice. Is the coffee good?
Yep.
Okay.
So,
And scene. See, that silence at the end was so awkward. What happened, Trevor?
a great question. The main problem was the type of questions you were asking. They were closed questions.
Closed questions? What does that mean?
A closed question is one that can be answered with a simple yes or no, or a very short answer. For example, you ask, is the coffee good? I can just say, yup. The conversation stops there.
Oh, I see. So my question didn't give Mark a chance to say more.
Exactly. The secret to keeping a conversation going is to use open questions. These are questions that need more than a one word answer. They often start with words like what, why, how, or tell me about.
Okay, so instead of asking, is the coffee good? I could ask, why do you like this coffee shop?
That's a good start, Alicia, but it's a little direct. A more natural way to phrase it might be, what's your favorite thing to get here? Or what makes this coffee shop special for you? See how that invites a longer story?
Yes, that feels more friendly. It invites them to share an opinion, not just a fact.
Precisely. So let's practice a few of these powerful open ended phrases. We'll say them slowly first so our listeners can repeat us, then we'll say them at a more natural speed.
Great idea. Listeners, please repeat after us.
Ready? Phrase 1. What's your favorite thing about this place?
Now at a natural speed. What's your favorite thing about this place?
Excellent. Phrase 2. How did you get into, and then you can add their hobby or job. For example, how did you get into photography? Let's try it slowly. How did you get into? And phrase 3, a great follow up question. Tell me more about that. It's simple, but so effective. Let's say it slowly. Tell me more about that.
Natural speed. Tell me more about that.
Fantastic. Here's our fourth phrase, which is great for learning about people's passion. What are you passionate about outside of work? Let's try it slowly. What are you passionate about outside of work? Great job, everyone. Just having one or two of these ready can make you feel so much more confident.
Okay, but what about a different situation, like a professional one at work? That feels even more stressful.
An excellent point. Let's imagine our second scenario. You are on a Zoom call waiting for a meeting to start. It's just you and one colleague you don't know very well. The silence is digital.
Oh, yes, this happens all the time. You just stare at each other's faces on the screen.
In this situation, you can use a technique I call the shared experience. You are both in the same situation, waiting for the same meeting. Use that. You can say something like, "So, what are you hoping to get out of this meeting?" Or, "Looking forward to the presentation?"
That's smart. It's professional and relevant to the moment.
Exactly. And by the way, if you find these real world scenarios helpful, please let us know by clicking the like button. It helps us know what kind of lessons you enjoy the most.
Okay, now it's time for our listeners to practice. Let's do an interactive exercise.
All right, listeners, I want you to imagine you are on that Zoom call with me. The meeting starts in 2 minutes. I am going to say something, and I want you to reply out loud using an open question. Ready? Here I go. Hi there. This project has been pretty busy, hasn't it? Now it's your turn. Ask me an open question about the project. Give you a few seconds.
How did you do? Did you say something like, "What has been the most challenging part for you?" Or, "How have you been managing the workload?"
Those are perfect examples. Both of those questions open the door for a real conversation, not just a yes or no. Remember that mirroring technique I mentioned earlier?
Yes, the magic phrase. Tell us.
Mirroring is when you repeat the last few words the other person said, but as a question. So if I said, "This project has been pretty busy," you could just say, "Pretty busy?" with a questioning tone.
Oh, that's so easy. Pretty busy? And then you would naturally explain more.
Yes, it shows you're listening and encourages the other person to continue. It's a low effort, high reward technique for filling a silence.
I'm going to use that one for sure. So, to help our listeners even more, can we give them a few final actionable tips for handling these situations?
Of course, here are 3 real life tips. Tip 1: be genuinely curious. People love to talk about themselves. If you are truly interested in learning about them, your questions will feel natural.
That's great advice. It takes the pressure off performing and makes it about connecting. What's tip two?
Tip 2: comment on your surroundings. If you're at a party, you can say, "I love the music they're playing. What do you think?" If you're in a park, "Wow, the flowers here are beautiful." It's an easy, low pressure way to start a conversation.
I like that. It's using the shared experience idea again. Okay, and the final tip?
Tip 3: have 2 or 3 go to topics in your back pocket. These are easy, general topics like recent movies, popular TV shows, travel plans, or hobbies. When a silence happens, you can calmly introduce one. For example, "Speaking of relaxing, have you seen any good movies lately?"
So it's about being prepared, but in a relaxed way.
You've got it. So let's do a very quick summary of what we learned today.
Okay, first we learn to avoid closed questions that get a yes or no answer.
Instead, we should use open questions that start with words like what, how, or why.
We learned the super easy mirroring technique where you repeat the last few words as a question.
And finally, we talked about 3 tips: be curious, comment on your surroundings, and have go to topics ready.
That's a lot of great information. I already feel more confident.
That's the goal. And for everyone listening, please remember this: awkward silences happen to everyone, even native speakers. It is not a reflection of your English ability.
That is so important to hear. It's okay to be imperfect. The goal is connection, not perfection. Every conversation is a chance to practice and get a little bit better.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Alicia. Be kind to yourself, stay curious, and keep practicing. You're doing a fantastic job just by being here and learning with us today.
Thank you for joining us at the English Audio Lab. If you enjoyed this lesson and want more, please subscribe to our channel. We can't wait to see you in the next one.
Until then, happy learning.